Walking through the fields where hope begins to grow, a place for broken hearts where healing rivers flow. Hands that once were tired now reach for sky so wide. Add dreams to reality. We stand here side by side. Hey. From dreams to tangible reality, we rise, finding strength within these open skies. From survival to stability, we find our way. At the ranch where light breaks day by day, veterans, others, souls searching for peace in the gentle touch of horses that worry see. Learning how to live, to heal, to stand tall. Dreams to reality, ranch opens doors for all. From dreams to tangible reality, we rise, finding strength within these open skies.
I want to say something. I'm sorry. I did a whole show and my mic was off. Totally, totally off. My son said I got to be careful with the mic because you can touch it and it goes off. So, I don't know when it went off, but welcome. I hope you heard the song and you like it. And let's go from there. So, I want to talk about the world we live in today versus the world what it used to be when your grandparents and your great grandparents, your parents, your grandparents, and your great grandparents lived in. It was different in different ways, spiritually, physically, mentally. There was a different era. Other things, the air quality was different, the soil was different. People's attitudes they have today were different back then. The knowledge and how we communicate with one another is different. The family structure seems to be the same as, yesteryears, but not really. Let's keep it real. It's really not. So I asked myself on my self-realization journey in 2012, what is so different? Is it like my parents? No. Is it like my grandparents? No. Is it like my great grandparents and their parents? No, no, and no. So the environment is so different. The air quality is different. The pollution is heavier. The bylaws that used to have for safety is different. What was allowed in your living room was different. Like the television went off after 12. If you were watching Johnny Carson show, you know you were really up. And that was the last thing. And the only thing you heard, shh, and it was off. That's, that's just one aspect. Televisions were not kept on all day, 24 hours. We didn't have 24-hour stations. Even when they got cable, it was, I think it was HBO, Cinemax. There were certain channels that you got, and you had to go through a internet company, cable company, like you do today. It was totally different. Um, you could then it went, but you could get satellite and get cable. Then it went where we used to travel the train or airplane or boat. It got where we walked 9 times out of the 10. We caught a bus or a train to save money. We left our cars at a depot so we were not putting all that pollution and congestion in one place when we went to different places. We were mindful of each other. Our attitude is your parent knew my parent knew your parent, grandparent, aunt, cousin, blah, 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 is that we were more connected. We are more aware of us as individuals and the things that we did, that when someone moved, it wasn't a problem. You didn't need to have a moving company because you had cousins, nieces, neighbors, and they would help you move. And when it was an awake or a passing or a wedding, there was somebody bringing food or something to your house to help you get through the tough times, or to celebrate a birth, or to celebrate a wedding. And it would be a feast for all. Those are different things that we have lost touch with connection of one another. We I grew up where my grandmother grew vegetables, and we snapped peas, and we shucked corn, and we snapped peas and snapped green beans. We also made stewed tomatoes, tomato sauce, marinara sauce. We made fermented vegetables, carrots, cauliflower, peppers, and vinegars. We made our own hot sauce, made our own bread. Um, the sweetener of choice was white sugar, or it was molasses, or they had corn syrup. That just really came on the market. Not high fructose corn syrup, but corn syrup. They would put it on pancakes, put it on biscuits. The molasses, it was butter and biscuits, or jam, strawberry jam, peach jam. These were fruits that your grandmother and great grandmother had passed down. And apple butter, or stewed apples, or we would have desserts of apple apple betty, or there was Jello by Knox Jello, where grandma would put a packet of Knox Jello in your food, and you notice your nails grow. It helps your bone. It had natural collagen. We didn't understand exactly how it was done. It was made from an animal, uh, you know. So, but these were our desserts, Jellos, and we had snacks when we came home from school. We came home from school, we would have either a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, grilled cheese sandwich, soup, homemade soup, not some soup out of a can. That's in my household. We have a tuna sandwich, that was made with Hellman's real mayonnaise at the time. We didn't get crafts. Um, Mustard was for bologna. I didn't like bologna, and ham, and pretty much didn't like ham. um, I was very picky as a kid. So, but we had strawberry jam, we had blueberry jam, and we actually picked blueberries. We actually picked strawberries. We actually picked peaches. We would go to the fields and do all of these different things. The apples, anything we wanted, we went and we had it. My nana had cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers. She had so many different things that she also made hot sauce that is a phenomenon. And that she, things, pies, cobblers, peach cobbler, sweet potato cobbler. She would make these industrial hotel pans of sweet potato cobbler that everybody would come down and fight over to get it. And it wasn't dry. It was always moist, and it was made with cinnamon, butter, sweet potatoes, uh, lemon, lemon juice, nutmeg, and water. And she would knead the dough and show me how to knead the dough and how to make it and what I did and everything. So I perfected. I like making peach cobblers. I really enjoy being in my kitchen. That is a thing that I love. So I always like coming up with new dishes. Always. Especially vegan today. I made a strawberry vegan, raw vegan cheesecake today. So that is totally different for me. Um, I don't, and it doesn't have any sugar in it. We're not doing that. So it was really delicious. What I taste on a spoon, and I made also made regular cream cheese as well, and I have it in containers. And I'll let you see some of the, the pictures that you'll get to see with that. So everything was made from scratch back in the day. They were not in the supermarkets like the Piggly Wiggly or the Cougars, um, ShopRite, Pathmark. I'm trying to think of all these stores. Um, I don't know. Best Buy. No, that's not a. Oh my goodness. They have it out here. Publix. Um, and Payless in Guam and in Hawaii. So those are things that they built to have commercial for cans and processed food and fast food and things that were in a can. Like the tuna, I could understand being in a can. We ate sardines with mustard. Best thing you ever want to do. For you for bones. We had salmon. Salmon came in a can. We didn't know anything back in the day about fresh salmon. They would make salmon and it came in a can and it would be salmon cake, salmon and rice and onions. We had liver, and liver, you ate liver, basically fried liver with liver gravy, and steak with steak gravy and chopped, and different things that was pure, that your parents, everything was made from scratch in that kitchen. That we sat down at the table and ate together as a family. We got up, we helped, we cleaned the table, we washed the dishes, or Nanny, I'll say Nanny, washed the dishes, and we went on our way. Um, and so we kind of spoiled, not washing dishes, just getting up and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting now thinking about it. Um, Grew up where she would make our beds every day. We got up, you go as we're going to take a shower to get ready to go for school or wash up because we had to take a bath every single night. Every single night you had to take a bath before you got your butt in the bed. That's how I grew up. So, and we used Ivory soap. There was Ivory soap and Dial soap at the time when I was a kid. And the laundry detergents were not filled with chemicals. Their Tide was not out when I was a kid, and Gain and Drift and all this stuff. But Snow, Ivory Snow was out when I was a kid because that's what my clothes had to be washed. And I was a very sensitive kid. I could not drink formula. This is during the 70s. So I basically uh, drank soy. I was not a breastfed child. That was frowned upon by individual, making people believe that breastfeeding was unnatural, but drinking cow's milk is natural. I'm just saying. But I digress. I'm just saying. So I grew up where we had our lunches were packed or we ate lunch at school. And the lunches were made in the lunch downstairs. They would make pizza, fish sticks, all the stuff. It smelled. We had pretzels. Pretzels we buy for 25 cents or 10 cents, 15 cents, or whatever. We buy pretzels, fresh pretzels. The pretzel person would come in. We get a pretzel, give you money, get mustard, go on your way. Um, we had juice, these Huggy juice. That's when they started, like in the 80s, start popularizing these icky juices that were color and processed and all kinds of stuff. I didn't like Hawaiian punch. Was not a Hawaiian punch person, but other family members loved that stuff. It was grotesque. Just like the blue stuff, they came in a little plastic container, looked like a barrel upside down. It was gross. I did not like them either. Like I said, I was a picky child. I didn't like chocolate milk unless it was quick Nestle quick chocolate milk at my grandmother's house or Ovaltine at my grandmother's house. So the milkman would actually bring the milk to my grandmother's house. So, like I said, we didn't go to the store like all the stuff we go to now, but we knew our local farmer where my grandmother would take the scraps that we had for dinner we didn't eat. She would put them in a bag and she would give it to the farmer for the milkman or whoever, the farmer to come and take and give it to the cows, or not the cows, but the pigs. And they stopped that because some mean people started actually putting glass, chopped up glass, in the trash for the animals to eat. So we were helping each other. See how the economy worked? I help you, you help me, and we grow. Guess what? That stopped. That started being a problem. Then we started getting trash. I remember she would wash out every container she got. We had Cool Whip back in the day, so she would put that on the Jello, the cherry Jello, the orange Jello. I hate orange Jello, but she would put that on the Jello, and she would wash it out and use it. Anything that she got from the store. It was Mott's apple juice, and it came in a brown jar, and that preserved it and everything. It was sealed tight. That is the apple juice that I remember growing up. She would take that bottle, boil a pot of water, put it in that bottle, and put it in the refrigerator to be cold. This is before they had the refrigerators that whatever. And even after we got that, she still did the same thing. And we had a deep freezer. So our deep freezer were filled with meat, vegetables, produce. We had a cannery, so we had fruits, vegetables. Everything was taken care of. It's not like today, everything you're in and out, and you're dependent upon that. So the world has really changed in a nutshell of how we think of things and how we do things. And I don't think for the betterment. I think for no hotsy totsy. I'm just saying. So let's take a break for a minute. Let's see. Now we're back. um, and like I said, this is new. I'm doing different things and trying different things on you. So you let me know how you're feeling about this show. And what you can see. So let's move on. Let's bring on. let's talk about empowering ourselves and the key points of empowering. The empowering of ourselves basically is very important. Like I was saying, the key point is health. And the reason that I say health is because your health affects you physically, physical being, affects you mentally, affects you spiritually. You hear me? Illness is a result of being in balance with yourself psychologically, also exposure environmentally. And this is basically when you get back in balance, your health will return, and you'll have a healthy mind and spirit. So I want you to think about this. The health of your immediate environment also affects the health of your own body, mind, and spirit. So the people that you're around physically, if you're in a toxic area, people always arguing and always just not really listening to what you're saying and don't have respect for you, or you're constantly on alert, or you're constantly in survival mode, or you have not fully recovered from your trauma, but you're still somewhat what we say is functioning. That is not, survival mode is not a mode that we need to be in. We need to think of a better balancing ourselves and healing ourselves to get out of that mode, because that's not where you want to be. And having toxic relations or toxic people around you is not good. And people that say they're your friend and then you find out they're really not. Deep down inside, you really know who your friend is. And stop forcing yourself on somebody that don't want to be bothered with you. They show you each and every time that they really don't want to be bothered. So don't do that to yourself, because that is extra stress you do not need, your body does not need, and your body will start telling on you. Just like I told you about your tongue. Your body tells the tale. So think about it. Love is another key point. Okay, most people consider love to be an important part of their lives, but they spend a lot of energies trying to find love and keep it, instead of trying to strengthen the love within themselves, to know how to love yourself and what love really means to you. Love of self is very well balanced health. Very balanced of self-love. And when you love someone, you're honoring them and respecting them, and you're not walking on top of them or try to be domineering or change. You're not changing someone. It's not your job to change someone. If they want to change, they'll change. If they need to change, they'll learn to change. It's not your job to change them. It's not your job to save everybody in the world. That's not love. Because when it gets longer in life, how are they going to make it in life if you save them from everything? How are they going to be able to adjust in life if when life gives them some hiccups in the road? They're not going to be able to survive, because guess what? You've been saving them, protecting them. And we do this out of habit of love, because we don't want them to suffer what we went through as children, as a parent, as an auntie, a cousin, or whatever, or their circumstances. We don't want them to see where the hardship is and the work that they got to do. So we give them a leg up, and sometimes they do not appreciate their leg up. They're so ungrateful because they've never had to struggle and understand the struggles of what it is. Happiness. Happiness, like love, many people strive for happiness and joy. There are many different types of happiness. Your own should be your own joy of your own goal. That's one goal that you should work for yourself. Don't work on the happiness of others. And it's not your job. Do you hear me? It is not your job to be someone else's happiness. That's a big burden to be on somebody. And somebody else, they should not be your happiness. That's a big burden to carry. Seriously. That's a big burden, and it shouldn't be. You should know how to be happy with yourself. And if you don't, you need to sit down and find out why you're not happy. Or have you dealt with some of your traumas, like I just talked about, finding your health? Because if you don't, you're not going to have that. It's not going to be able to balance if you don't know how to love yourself. You don't know how to bring happiness to yourself. The other one is peace. What is peace? Peace. You know, you're like, peace. Is that really peace? No, not really. Peace can mean, depend on your needs. It could be serenity. It could be relaxation. It could be absence of aggression, tranquility, for example. Happiness is a piece of highly individual concept through peace of mind. You define what peace means to you, just like you define what love means to you. You define what happiness is to you. These are just 3 aspects. Oh, I thought you was over 3 aspects. I thought the camera was over there, but that's okay. So you got to work on your tranquility of peace of your mind and balance and peace in your environment. What does it take for you to be at peace? What does it take? What do you need for peace in your valley? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? I know you never heard that. Okay. Abundance. Abundance is an area focused on such energies as prosperity and fertility. Having abundance is no longer worrying about anything. That's having abundance. Like your problem, you know that they're solved because abundance is always with you. Health, wealth, and everything you do, abundance comes. All doors are open. And I said that, and boy, is manifestation energy is just showing me. Okay? Say what you want and it will tell you. Protection is something that's most important for empowering yourself. Safeguarding your precious self. Safeguarding your physical body and your possession and your emotional well-being and your time. Protect yourself. That means who you socialize with, your social circle, what you watch, where you're at. If you're among people that gossip, you know what I mean? It's hurtful. Let your words be impeccable, remember? Let your words be impeccable. Protect yourself. Do not give until you cannot give anymore. I've seen a lot of my elders out here doing and giving and giving and giving and giving. And I learned for myself, this is a lesson. You can give, right? But only give for what you have. Don't over give that your cup is empty and there's nothing left. Do not keep giving to someone that does not appreciate. If your answer tells you that they're not going to appreciate it, because your first mind will tell you. And if you have to ask that person, which your mind is already that already begins, stop and don't even begin. Don't waste your energy, because that is energy. That costs you. You gave out energy to do whatever you do. So I want you to be respectful of your energy. I want you to be respectful of your time. Yes, they're like, oh, it's free. No, When you give something and someone does not appreciate, you know what? I'd rather them just tell me, you know what? Thank you so much, but I'll take it back. No sweat. Thank you. It's not being mean, but no, I don't want to waste your precious energy. I really can't use that. So when we get in the mind of doing that, we start preparing our environment. That's why I gave you things like how we have our environment, our house physically, how we have our house emotionally, how the things we do, how to empower yourself with these foods, clothes, your environment, what you wash your clothes with. Everything has an effect on your physical being and mental being. What you smell, you could begin, might not have allergies or asthma, but later on develop allergies. Did you know that? So these are tools that you can actually use to actually help you. Take a walk in nature. Go to the beach and sit with your feet in the sun. And do even sun gazing in the morning. Wake up and look at the sun and just stare at the sun. Stare at the sun. When the sun goes down, stare at the sun. Engage. Get that vitamin D that you need, because you do need it. Engage. Walk. Do yoga. Do Pilates. Do Tai Chi. Do Falun Dafa Gong, or there's other exercises that you can do. Movement, dancing, Zumba, Afro beat dancing now. There's so many different ways that you can move your body physically to get your health. Look at the food you eat. Try to buy local. Know who your farmer is. Get to know them. Go there and participate. This is what this channel is about, is helping us be accountable in our community and how to support the people in our community, our local farmers, our local business, not the big chains. Yes, we need some of them some of the times, but the reason that the mom and pop went out of business is because we run to Wally World, we run to Target, we run to these big clammers that got all this money in corporate and don't think about you when they're putting all these chemicals, in your perfume, in your thing that you wear, your food. When they're doing all this stuff, they're not thinking about you. When you can go to the local farm and buy a coconut and top the coconut and drink the water. You can go and get a bushel of collard greens, cabbage, carrots, eggplant, or whatever, and make your meal and be set. You know what I mean? Go get the corn. You know when corn is coming out. Get to know your almanacs. Get to know your local farmer. Get to know what's going on in your community. Be part of it. This helps. It helps you and it helps them. Let's help each other. That is what this is all about, is supporting one another and being there for one another. So I'm just saying, empower yourself, because you have the ability to be empowered. You have it in you. Your meditation, where you're meditating and walking, getting your quiet time, doing your dancing, your movement, whatever, singing, clapping, laughing. There's even laughing yoga. There's a laughing guru that is in India that teach you how to laugh. I did that in Thailand, laughing. Or maybe even going to stay at an ashram and having quiet time and getting these things that you need to set your mind reset. These are some of the things that we do. Reset your mind, get your body right, because you can do it. It can be done. The music you listen to, let it be vibrational and vibrate with the vibration you want, that it helps you uplift your body. These are things. Think about it. I'm just saying. This is just putting it out there. So I am Dr. D from Dreams to Reality Ranch. We will be coming up with more commercials and products and different things. If you have any questions or answers, I would like for you to really like and subscribe, because I have some family members that were telling me that they are on my list, but they're not getting the bell. So I told them, you know what? You got to push that bell. Go back and subscribe and put the bell. And I was like, oh, I get all these bells, but then you're not going to know what's going on. So it's important that you like, comment, and subscribe. That helps the algorithm. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. That's all I can say. And if you have any questions for me, things that you want to know that we're going to talk about, because we're going to really be getting into this and having some really interesting guests on this show. So I want to thank you guys for being so understanding. And I want y'all to come where we will have 2 live shows coming up. We have this week Coffee with Ori on Thursday. I want y'all to be mindful of Coffee with Ori.
Coffee with Ori, show it loud, get it loud, turn it up, feel the sound, let's get proud. Step to the rhythm, heart beating wild, sounds on fire, hypnotizing style. Drums drumming deep, trumpet soars high, aggressive moves, we reach for the sky. Go! Coffee with Ori, it's a vibe, can't lie. Catchy beat bumping, let's dance. You and I, Bollywood twist in the night, we unite, singing strong, shining through the night.
No matter what obstacle seems to get in my way, I have the tools to get over it, under it, through it, and above it. Yeah. Because I travel to the south, to the north, to the east, to the west, through many portals and dimensions to reach the height in the universe, to come together.